Okay, we're just doing a video of the updated firmware for the Florida Fish and Wildlife, the dual output relay with the new firmware. What we've got here is just updates in terms of how the dip switches are working. We've revised the timing on the dip switches, where now we go from 8 hours to 5 seconds. We've essentially shifted all of the times down, and we've included a longer time delay as an option. And then dip switches 7 and 8 now have been recoded, so that way there is a variability in the low voltage disconnect. Previously it was set at 10.5. Which is, after discussion with John, that seemed very low. So we wanted to provide some options, but a little bit higher. So it could go down as low as 11.5 and up to 12.25. Our suggestion would be, our default would be 12.25, which we feel is still quite a low battery, but sufficient for starting the vehicle. And what I'd like to do is just demonstrate the rest of the operation. We're not going to demonstrate the gun lock timer release. That part of the code has not been changed. But what we'll do is just outline how the device operates in terms of the control switch for output number 2. So as we turn the power supply on, we're going to turn it on at 13.4 volts. And the device is turning on right now with just output number 1. Even though there's 13.4 volts, the input number 2 on which is the orange wire that I'm holding here and is also connected here from the Molex connector, that is controlling while there is power available or during the time delay. That is going to control output number 2. So if we just touch this to positive voltage, that is going to turn output number 2 on. If we remove it, it'll turn that off. So this essentially treats output number 2 as an on-off switch based off of this input number 2. This is exactly the way the FFW pre-build was operating before. Right now I have the time delay switches for the output number 1 to turn off in 5 seconds and output number 2 to turn off in 15 minutes. So as we reduce the voltage, that would be simulating the vehicle turning off. We'll go down below 12.8 volts in this case. What we're going to see is now the device is going into a time delay mode. Output 1 will turn off, and that's the 5-second delay that was set for output number 1. Output number 2 is showing a flashing red. That's indicating, because there's no green light, that indicates that the relay is not closed, and the red flash is indicating that is in a time delay mode. Even during this point, if we wanted to turn this on or off, we would turn this on or off. As you can see, we can do that repeatedly, and we can do that all the way up to the end of the time delay. And you can see that the time delay is still counting down with the flashing red. So that can happen for the full 15 minutes. You can turn that on or off. Once the device has been opened during that time delay, that you will not be able to turn the switch on or off until the voltage goes above the threshold voltage, indicating that there's been an event turning on the vehicle. So again, that's the way this operates. What we'll do is we'll set the time delay for dip switch number 1 now to 15 minutes. We'll go ahead and now cycle the power off and on, so that way we're reading the dip switch. And what we'll do as well is we will bring this voltage up to the 13.4 volts, indicating that we now have an engine turning on. And you can see output number 1 now turning on again, and then again the dip switch on or off, and then again. Now that we have output number 1 set at 15 minutes, we're going to bring that voltage below. Let's get that set. We'll bring that voltage below 12.8. Sorry, I need to set that voltage now. And now that voltage is set, the device is counting down on both output number 1 and output number 2. And again, output number 1 is turned on, so that's why it's green with the flashing red. Output number 2 right now is turned off because I'm just using this wire. I can turn output number 2 on, and they'll both have a green with a red flash indicating that they're both on, but they're in a time delay mode depending on the time delay set. And that's the changes that we've made for this, for Florida Fish and Wildlife, revision 2 of the pre-built board. Thank you.